But let's go across to Mr. Arul Selvan. He's the president and CFO at Chola Investment and Finance Company. We usually don't get the management too often, but today they are raising around 1,000 crore rupees via NCDs. So we thought we'll try and understand with him what's the utilization of proceeds going to be like, what's the cost of borrowing. Mr. Selvan, that's the first question to you. Talk to us about your fundraising plans.
Yeah. See, we normally borrow almost like 5,000 to 6,000 crores every month. What we are intending to do by bringing this NCD issuance in the retail segment is to diversify our investor profile progressively and bring on the retail investors also into our fold. That's the reason of trying to get into this retail investor space, unlike what we have been traditionally doing with regard to borrowing from banks and mutual funds and the money market side. The coupon in this case would be, we have 3 tenors coming up, 22 months, 37 months and 60 months. The coupon would be 8.25, 8.3 and 8.4. This is the structure. The proceeds would be used for on lending purposes for our which is our main course of business.
Right. But the underlying sectoral as well as demand tailwinds are looking strong. You've posted very strong disbursement growth as well in the fourth quarter. What's the kind of AUM growth that you are expecting going forward, and then what is your guidance?
Broadly, the growth would be in line with the auto industry growth, and as we always say, even in the past, we would certainly be above the industry growth, primarily because of 2 reasons. The industry growth is measured with regard to volumes, while we will be the AUM growth is represented with regard to rupees. So there is always the inflation factor as well as the price factor that makes the growth a little bit more better looking than the industry growth by itself. So whatever the rate the industry grows, certainly we will grow at the same pace or better than that.
Right. Your new businesses have started meaningfully contributing now to your disbursements. What's the kind of growth and the drivers that you're expecting, and how big is the non-vehicle financing book expected to be in the near future?
See, these are segments where the growth seems to be very large because the base is small. So it is seemingly larger and seeming to be growing faster. But in absolute value, of course, vehicle finance still is the largest growing segment in our portfolio. Over let's say next 3-4 years, depending on how we see these portfolios perform, we will scale them up, and yes, at some point in time, the mix would be let's say around 50% for vehicle finance, and then the rest of the loan against property, home loan, SME, etc., contributing to the rest of the 50% of the overall portfolio. That we see it would be the way that it will happen. It may take a longer period, and the mix will also depend on how each of these portfolios perform. Right now, we are confident about the loan against property and the home loan because we have been experiencing this over the last 7 to 10 years and beyond. Whereas the other 3 segments, we have started doing it like a year or 2 prior to what we are talking today. So we will have to go through a few cycles to get the comfort and then scale them up.
Well, in Q4 FY24, your collection efficiency was at 130%, and that's hinting at better asset quality as well. What's your guidance with respect to how asset quality, stage 3, etc. is likely to pan out in FY24, and any specific area that you want to call out for perhaps any sort of stress?
See, the asset quality went through a little bit of a stress immediately post COVID-2, which is the June 2021, when it picked up on the NPAs. Post that, we have been progressively reducing the NPAs, and you will see improvements continuously happening even end of Q4. And we have a target to bring it to the pre-COVID levels as early as possible. So we will see those numbers coming up in the coming quarters as we move into FY24.
Thank you, Mr. Selvan, for joining us today and talking to us about the business prospects. So overall, it's the disbursements which continue strong traction, and the collection efficiency is also expected to remain steady.